So this is a project that turned into something much bigger and more complex than I anticipated. This is a C Penney, C Penney coated optics 52 millimeter 2.8 135 millimeter lens. This happens to be for a Minolta. This all started out as part of a box lot of stuff I got for $5. I got like 5 cameras and half a dozen lenses, all in not working condition. What I intended to show with this video was just how to get the glass out of it and clean it up. It turned into having to completely disassemble the lens. I've included the slideshow, although I only carried it up to a certain point. This got so complex that I couldn't imagine any way of trying to explain it so that it made any real sense at all. That being said, this is a C Penney 2.8 135 millimeter lens, and I'm going to show you, if you have one of these and the lenses are dirty or have fungus, I'm going to show you how this particular model, how to get the glass out. Now these lenses were made by any number of companies. This one happens to have been made in Korea. I don't know who made C Penney's lenses. It could have been anybody under contract. So I assume that various models over the production years may have some differences. So that being said, there you have it. The hardest part of this for the glass so far for me was getting this back lens out. It doesn't, on this particular model, it doesn't have any tabs or notches to stick a tool into so you can crank it out. So what I did was, when I had this entire lens completely apart, I was able to just grab it and twist it out. You'll probably need some sort of friction device with, I've used one of these jar lid things with something of a similar size to push down in there and grab it that way. This one's already loose, so I'm just going to grab it with my fingertips and take it out. It comes out. That's the barrel, and then comes the glass, just like that. And it is, as any lens would be, directional. The curvature goes into the barrel. I'm going to put that aside like that. That takes care of all the glass behind the iris. Now the front of these, this is kind of a cool lens. To get all the rest of the glass out, grab the front barrel like that. Again, on this model, holding it this way, you can unscrew it. And the front lens stays with this, although it's not held in there, it's sitting in there. And then the rest of these things come apart. In fact, it may even fall apart on you, so be careful. You've got this cone ring, which is not threaded. You've got the next lens, which again is only sitting in there. Of course it's only sitting in there. Well, having shot my mouth off. So I've grabbed my lens sucker tool, because this lens will fall out in your hand or onto the floor if you're not careful. And if it doesn't, take your little lens sucker, grab a hold of it, comes out like that. Then there's another lens in there with another ring that also is not screwed in. And put that down. Next lens, I'm going to grab it again with the lens sucker. And then there's a ring which has to go in. There's a ridge carved into it here. That is up. That's the back side. It's flat. And that is all of the glass. As you can see, there is nothing left. And iris works now. The reason I think this was sold as not working is because all the blades in the iris were stuck solid and wouldn't move, and that was due to excessive oil. It looked like somebody, certainly somebody had taken this lens apart. It was not functional. And anyway, you couldn't adjust the f-stops. Well, you could, but it wouldn't do anything. And the lever back here for the depth of field didn't work at all. The blades were stuck solid. And the reason that this fork didn't work because it was no longer on the tab that it has to be on to make those blades open up. So somebody had completely disassembled this thing, thrown it back together, and then it ended up where it ended up. So that's that. It goes together pretty much the same way. Nothing is really screwed together except the front and the very back lens. And I guess that's all I wanted to show you. From here, I can now clean the lens, all of the glass, and reassemble it. And I've got this back together. It's pretty close. I got to make one more adjustment to it, but I'm close enough now where I can clean the glass, put it back together, and then at some point when I have some free time, take it out in the field and see how good of a lens it really is. So that's that. Okay, it wasn't part of my plan to actually include this, but when I was looking at stuff I realized that the last image in the slideshow that I actually took showed me taking out 3 screws from in here. These are the screws that hold the focus ring in place. Now I'm going to set this to infinity. You don't have, I don't think you have to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. There's other screw. There's the first screw. And there's the third screw. And they hold a shoulder down inside there that holds this focus ring on. To get the focus ring off, there's a pin on the inside that aligns up with the infinity symbol. So you look inside here and there's a notch in that inner barrel. So you turn that ring around until the infinity symbol more or less lines up with that slot in there. You can't see it from here, and then your focus ring slides off. And then this is what will kill you if you have to take it apart. I had it apart 100 times trying to get it as good as it is, and I'm not done yet. But in case you needed to know that, that's how it is done. Infinity symbol, inner pin, and slot, just like that. So I'm going to include this in the video. I hope someone can find it useful.